Okay, so as always, before on the left, after on the right. First thing we'll notice, obviously, with the shaft, previously, that was leaning back to start with, okay? If we look at the blue one here on the right-hand side, that to me is more where we want the shaft to be, okay? It's not pre-setting it a long way forward, but it is a slight lean forward at address. As you said yourself, helps you come down the ball, compress the ball better, get a better strike, okay? So that's going to be a key thing to start with, okay? If we look at these takeaways, the left-hand one now, even before that club's moving, your top half is sort of bumping and sliding away. Your hands are actually getting to level with your leg.
Never realised that before.
And look at the club. That club now, the hands, I would say, almost still in the lead.
Yeah.
About now, the club kind of overtakes, yeah? Now, if you imagine you had that stick between your body, you just impaled yourself down the middle, didn't you? So those hands are a long way back, and the club hasn't even gone past your foot. It's only about here now that the club sort of gets behind your hands. You look at this one here now, after you did a few works with a stick. This was a rotation from here, from the chest, the torso, and the shoulders, okay? As the club goes back now, hand in the same position, look at that club now.
Yeah.
The club now and the left arm are kind of maintaining their position. You're not creating this sort of cupping position here, doing this with the hand and dragging it. So you can't really compress the ball from there. And again, if you're moving this way in the backswing, if we look at your head movement here now, how much head movement there is there as you go back, there's quite a lot of bump and move off to the right-hand side of your back foot. You've then got to move a lot way to your left to come back to the goal. And that amount of left lateral movement is going to cause you to get quite steep on it, a little bit across the ball, big heavy divots, and then of course then you're trying to miss the ground to try and sort things. And if you're coming down this way now with a looser grip and a much more ease and ability to release the club, it just goes way left. It goes a long way as well because you're de-lofting it.
Better all those today.
Exactly, okay? So if we can get yourself in a position where you look at your head now, to the top of the back, not even with the toilet, you look at your shadow over the ball there, lovely. Much more rotation there. Now at the moment there's still a little bit of that sort of slide to left. That's not going to disappear like that because obviously that's more of a reaction. But at least if you're able to sort of rotate better, now as you come back to golf, there's no need to try and get so far on your left side. You're actually going to get back to golf with a better angle into the golf ball. The club is now going to be coming more from the angle and the direction we want it to be, a gentle curvature into square to win. We still want you to see the ball fading slightly. There will be situations, granted, where you're going to have to get a draw. Now, that could be 10th on the Mac. The ball's above your feet. You're not going towards the pond and try and fade it off that with the ball above your feet. You're going to into the right-hand bunker and it's going to draw naturally because the contours of the fairway dictate that. But when the variables in terms of wind, slope, whatever it may be, when they're not completely against a fade, I would say 3/4 of your shots are going to be like just gentle left to right.
Yeah, well, once again, I mean, my issue's been not understanding what's been going on. Now I get to a certain point where I understand you should be doing that, but not that. I mean, you
can mask so many faults. And what happens because of this, as I said, 70 hours, because you guys play quite a lot, you pick up a lot of little things as you go along, and your little faults creep in there. It's almost like kids and stuff, if they go to a lot of little classes, they get a lot of little bugs. A lot of little, if they're just sort of quarantined at home with mummy and daddy, they never get a sniffer or a bug because they're not exposed to that. If you're playing, I guess, over 100 holes a week, that's what we said they probably made around about that sort of number, and it's sort of 4, 5, 6 rounds a week you're playing some days, sometimes play twice in a day. Maybe not so much now, but you're hitting a lot of golf balls and you keep in there. Little things are just going to start creeping in, generally based on what you see the ball doing. And because you know what the impact fault is. My face is open, my face is closed, I'm towing it, I'm heeling it, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the reasons why you're doing that aren't always very often diagnosed correctly. It's the same way you might know, okay, my face is open to the path, so I'm slicing the ball, and my face is left, so I'm pulling the ball. What you may do to try and fix that may not be the right fix. The same way if you've got sniffling nose and a cough and stuff and a sneeze and your eyes are a bit heavy, you might go, oh, he's got the flu. Well, say he's got hay fever. If you give antibiotics, he's still going to have the hay fever, isn't he? Or vice versa, if you give antihistamine, he's still got the flu. So it's knowing what you actually have and what the fault is to cure it correctly,
but
not just going.
You were saying today, I had them all. The heavy ones, the pulling to the left.
Exactly. Well, you just think about it.
That's going to depend.
If we've got a single point to pivot from, that stick movement now is going to be pretty consistent back and forth.
Right.
Okay. So if our golf swing kind of starts, we go to the centre. If your golf swing kind of starts there, obviously a bit further towards your left there. If it starts there and doesn't move, there's the swing of a golf club. If, however, you do this and you move that back there now your swing's going to bottom out too early. So now you've got to start moving this back to this way. If you move too much, your swing's going to bottom out too far here. And by moving laterally with your top half, that's going to change the path and direction of the golf ball. So your path's going to be affected. Your angle of attack's going to be affected. Both those two affecting each other are going to affect your contact. Toe, heel and slap and all the different things. Then your distance is going to be affected and your direction. Then you start swinging faster. It's just a vicious circle of... Exactly. And you just end up creating loads of different issues to try to fix what was the fault in the first place, was the fact you're sort of going and going back in. But it's simply put, if we say, okay, right, we take this out of the way, then we're not going to have as many other issues into it.
Again, it only dawned on me, let's see, your stock shot is left to right.
Exactly.
You're trying to not do your stock shot. You're trying to do something else. So why not just go with your stock shot? It doesn't matter if you lose.
Exactly. I mean, you think of it this way. If Dan Bigger had a kick to win the World Cup from 22 yards out in the middle of the post, would he go left-footed?
No.
Of course he wouldn't. He'd go with what he knows work. But if he was a left-footed kicker, he'd go left-footed. Left to right, right to left isn't good or bad. It's just your personal characteristics. But you've got to think, when we're on the golf course, it's setting up for a specific shot. And as you said yourself, sometimes you set up to not hit a bad shot, or you try to swing to not go wrong, rather than let's swing it to go right. Okay. On the sim, there's never any fear of going left or right of the target. You're just smashing it towards that yellow flag and aiming it 3 or 4 yards left of the flag, hitting that gentle phase. So the gap between your launch up and the downward angle isn't going to be so good. It's too great. Sorry. Okay. They can get quite close. As the ball goes kind of up here, if the down is kind of here, it's a powerful shot. If, however, on this red one we go up here, then it goes over there, it'll be a shorter shot. So the flight you're going to get is going to affect how far the ball goes, okay? But we also said as well with your distance, I want your distances to be at least more of a consistent distance as well as direction. One good thing on this sim you can do now, and we're still learning on this, but if you go on to results, which is this sort of icon here now with the lines, go on to table, in fact, there you go, you can see your dispersion of your shots. Now you've been at the same club. Now, okay, that's a big circle because you've had a duff back there, okay? But that circle there gets quite big. You've got one sort of short right there. The gap, you think how far they're going, that's sort of 100 yards is there. These are all the same club. And they're landing, it's like 30 yards different. If that was a tall player, a scratch golfer, that would just be one line. And that's what you're trying to try and get, that dispersion, both the width here and the width there to get narrowed. So basically you hit it on the green, rather than being, well, you half a dozen on the green, but then some missing the green. Okay? Makes sense?
Yeah, well done.
Good man.